Fox News alert. Oversight Chair James Comer has just released a bombshell piece of evidence that could be the nail in the coffin for Biden's career. A $250,000 wire transfer from China directly to Joe Biden's home address in Delaware while he was running for president. In August 2019, just months after Joe Biden announced his candidacy, the Chinese sent $250,000 electronically to Joe Biden's Wilmington, Delaware address. Hunter Biden received the money in his checking account, and his checking account listed his father's primary residence. And not only did Joe Biden shake the hand of the man who sent his family money, he had coffee with him and spoke to him on the phone. After VP Joe flew his son Hunter on Air Force Two to Beijing, and Hunter flew home on Air Force Two with a bag of money, Vice President Joe Biden wrote letters of recommendation for Jonathan Lee's children to Georgetown and Brown. And the minute Biden announces a presidential run, the same Chinese guy sends the Biden family $250,000 out of the blue to a checking account with Joe Biden's address on it. And once Joe Biden gets elected, he starts doing China favors. He disbands the FBI's China task force. He covers up the lab leak. He doesn't pop the balloon. Now we have the Chinese bribing the Biden family while Joe was vice president, after he was vice president, and while he was a presidential candidate. Now, what do you think the chances are the Chinese are still bribing the Biden family? We might find out tomorrow. Because sources tell Jesse Watters Primetime that additional evidence could be released as early as tomorrow that may show Biden family offshore accounts and IRS agents being obstructed from pursuing leads into Biden family members. The bribery statute's written so that bribing a politician's family is still bribery. U.S. Code Section 201B2 spells it out for all you lawyers out there. Here now, New York Post reporter John Levine. John, so what do you make of this new revelation?
I mean, it's starting to get hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're starting to see the flames coming up. I mean,
yep.
In some ways, we've proven this so many times already. This is just another piece of evidence demonstrating what we already know. But I think it's very, very notable. This is just weeks after Joe Biden announces he's running for president. You know, in any other context, this is an illegal campaign donation.
Right.
And I want to draw attention to this house that Joe Biden was living in. This is his primary residence in Delaware.
Right.
This is the house with the classified documents that were just left on the table in the garage. This is the house where Hunter Biden was living while he was an active crack addict and alcoholic with access to these classified documents while working with these foreign business partners. And this is the house where he sent that WhatsApp message in 2017 saying, "I'm sitting here with Dad right now," to his Chinese partners, "You better pay up." So this house is almost like the world headquarters of the Joe Hunter Pay for Play LLC. And we just know so little, but every day we're learning more and more. I have to really credit the Oversight Committee for finding these bank records. They brought so much new information to light that, you know, with the laptop you can only go so far. And every day we learn more, and we're going to see what happens.
Let's play a little game, shall we?
Go for it.
Let's say a couple weeks after Donald Trump comes down the golden escalator, that the Russians wired Don Jr. $250,000 to the Trump Tower address.
I mean, you don't even have to finish that sentence.
Trump gets elected, and then they go soft on Russia. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is the Trump-Russia narrative was constructed on the Steele dossier, which is now a completely discredited document. It was an Oppo research file from Hillary Clinton. The Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, China, Russia, Ukraine stuff, that's all based on the hard drive, which has been confirmed many times over by all media, by, you know, even Hunter Biden himself admits is real in his legal filings. And it's based on things like FBI confidential sources. You know, we talked about bribery earlier. Remember that FBI confidential informant that said he spoke to the head of the Ukraine energy company where Hunter Biden was on the board, and he was paying $5 million to both Bidens, and he just kept Hunter because even though he was dumb as a dog, his words, because he needed access to his father. That's an FBI confidential informant. That's not a Steele dossier.
And tomorrow we believe we may have more information about offshore accounts.
Sure.
What does that tell you? If the President of the United States has secret offshore accounts, or his family does?
It's really, really weird. And, you know, look, if there was a smoke, there's fire. What's the definition? If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And that's where we're looking at a duck.
We're looking at a duck. All right.